Today's video will cover the approach jump. If you're a right-handed player, to me, the most important part of your approach is planting that right heel at the right spot behind the ball. Okay, so the last part of your approach is planting that right heel. And you'll notice that the moment you plant your right heel, those arms are back and your pinkies are high, arms are straight up in the back. Okay, so you plant your heel, you close with the other foot, and you're going to scoop and pull up with all your force with your arms, pulling you up into the air. And both arms are going to pull you up together. They both come up. And at that time when you're coming back to hit, the left arm's going to naturally drop back down as you follow through. Now notice that I'm lined up here, hitting the ball on the right side of my body and out in front of my body. So I want to position my jump where the ball is coming down in front of me and on the right side of my body. Okay, so when I plant my heel, I am predicting where that ball is going to drop down in front of me. So I need to adjust myself to jump straight up behind that ball, giving me enough distance to contact the ball out in front of myself. I don't want to jump so that I'm leaning back here trying to contact the ball. I want to be out here so I have control and I can turn any way I want with my entire body and my snap controlling where that ball is going to go. Now, another thing that's really important about an approach jump is that you need to jump to your maximum height every time. Not only because you don't want to give away what your plan is, like if you go up thinking I'm going to dink and you just kind of do a half approach, without a lot of oomph in it, not only are the other players not going to believe that you're really going to hit, but you're not going to get the height, the proper timing, or the range that you would have from being up high enough to make your shot. So I recommend that every time you go up with your same approach, full force approach. Decide what you're going to do when you get there. You can never really plan where you're going to go before you get up there in the air and you see where the block is, where the defense is, where the set is. It's not something you can really decide in advance. Okay, so maximum approach every time. Jump to your fullest and strongest. Get in the air, in position behind the ball every time. Then you're going to make your decision in the air, where to turn your body, where to snap your wrist. Okay, so back to the approach. Okay, your full indoor approach would be a right, left, and jump. Okay, and what I want to stress here is that last right, left, and jump. It's that right foot and the close before you jump. You want that to be a really long, low step, like this. Okay, you don't want to hop into it and then jump out of it. All your momentum needs to come in low. You're putting the force into your heel here, putting your force into your heel, and then you're pivoting all that energy up into that as you come. So you want to plant the big heel low and come up. Okay. You also don't want to take baby steps in. You don't want to go left, and jump. There's no momentum. You're not carrying that body in at an angle and then forcing it upward into the jump. You want to bring that body energy in, plant the heel, and force and exchange that energy to an upward movement. Okay, so you're coming in low. That angle right here is all the force of your body. You're coming in, scooping it up, and pressing up off the ground. I'm going to begin my approach for an outside hit or left side hit outside the sideline, about this far out, and a little bit past, a little bit deeper than the 10-foot line. I'm going to be bouncing on my toes, facing my setter, waiting for that set. As soon as I see the set, I'm going to take off and plant my right heel in front of where the ball is going to drop down, keeping that ball on the right side of my body. If the ball is here and I'm coming up and I decide that I want to hit line, I'm going to turn my entire body in the air towards the line and hit that way. But, very important, the direction of my feet when I plant them is going to be the same direction that I'm coming in. I don't want to turn my feet sideways and lose all my momentum. Okay, so I'm going to come in the direction I'm coming. If I want to hit angle, my feet are already facing that way, my body's already facing that way. I'm going to continue on, and everything's going to go towards the angle. Stomach, head, everything towards the angle. Okay, so I prefer to put both of my feet side by side when I'm jumping because I believe that the full force coming up through your legs that you're pushing with your calves and your toes at that last moment, pulling with your arms at the same time, all of that is working to get you off the ground together. I feel like if you jump with your feet in a scissor with one in front of the other, or you jump with your feet sideways and your body facing forward, you're losing all that alignment that's going to really hoist you off the ground. So you don't want to just go through the motion and bring your hands back casually just because someone told you you had to. Those arms are what's really pulling you up off the ground. So you got to make them work for you. On the beach, I like to do just more of a two-step approach. So I start out waiting with my left foot already forward. So I bounce on my toes, waiting for my partner to set my ball. I'm going to touch with the left foot, come in, plant the right foot, and close with the left, and lift up with both arms. But the difference on the beach, for me, really the only difference between a beach approach and an indoor approach is that on the beach, I'm digging in my toes. I'm approaching with strong, pointy toes into the sand at about this angle and pushing with the sand. I'm running on my toes at this angle so I can push off the sand. You don't want to play flat-footed on the beach. So all your running, all your defense, your approach, everything is pointy-toed on the beach. I like to align myself at about a 45-degree angle from my setter. And I'll ask her to set me either straight up in front of her or just anywhere that is between my right shoulder and her setting. So I want to allow just enough room for her to do that, for one. And I want to ask her to keep it inside of my right shoulder so that I can approach to the ball and contact it out here in front on my right side of my body without having to make an adjustment and come out to get something that's past my shoulder. When I'm hitting from the right side, I start at roughly the same angle, and then my approach is a little more straight on because I'm going to come in straight ahead to where the ball will drop down in front of my right shoulder. So I'm going to ask my partner then to set so that the ball drops down to my right shoulder.